In late March 2002, I arrived in Nashville, and after being ambushed by Jesus, as Brendan Manning would say, and I came on the promise to see what he was going to do here, and came like he said in the book of Mark. I just brought what I was wearing and my Bible by my side, and found myself homeless within one day. I didn't know anyone, I had no money. I was just looking for God to direct me where to go. And he came in the form of a homeless person after spending a very cold night in Greyhound, and he told me about a library nearby where a lot of the homeless brethren hang out. So after seeing the mission and being appalled by the poverty and the brokenness and the dirt that I saw, I went to the library quite in despair, praying to hear something. And I remember going up to the religious section because I was comforted being surrounded by his word, and still asking and waiting for God to speak and hearing nothing. The voice of the intercom said 15 minutes and the library will be closing, and I was reading a Billy Graham book, and I just closed it and I just said these words. It wasn't a prayer, I just said, I'm hungry, and I put the book back in its place. I went downstairs, and back then in 2002 there was columns at the front of the library, and on one of the columns was a brand new apple, and I went over to the apple, and when I laid my hand upon it, a little voice said, why do you worry about that little things? And I began to weep. And from that point on came this adventure of finding what our brothers and sisters go through on the street, becoming one with them, knowing their desperation, knowing their hope, knowing where they eat, knowing how they get clothes, knowing what they smell like, because I smelled like one of them. And I went from pity to a place called compassion, from looking down on this situation to looking at them eye to eye. And they were my family. And I was volunteering at the mission, and a gentleman from Fleming's Prime Steakhouse came in, doing some community service, and they offered me a job. And from there, after getting a job, I started as a prep cook and a cleaner, and within a few months they offered me the keys to the restaurant to help open it in the morning and train other crew. And then a few years after that I became sous chef of the restaurant. And a little while after that I was being flown over to different parts of the country, all God's grace. We want to bring everything that I was taught corporately, and we want to bring all those elements into one place to be the heart of the community. The kitchen is the heart of a whole restaurant. Well, we want to make Lambscroft a representative of the heart of the community, and we want to reach out and change lives, and we need your help to do that.